Kristen. I have the honor to lead our revenue enablement teams for Hover. We are a scaling tech startup in the home improvement space, which is my jam. I love things all do-it-yourself, home improvement, and I had the journey and honor and pleasure and all the things to be able to relaunch Highspot this year, which was quite a journey, and I'm excited to talk about it. First things first was like the content hierarchy, right? It's like relooking at our experience. It's like, how do we actually want our reps to be able to find the right content? What's that look like from their like user experience throughout Highspot? So we actually worked with them first to map that out. The second was the duplicative content, right? How can we quickly at a glance get the metrics that we need to be able to see what is the same, right? I don't want to have to scroll all the way through this to figure out like there's hundreds and thousands of pieces of content. It's really great to just have that at my fingertips to be able to say, hey, this looks like it's the same. Check this out. One of these probably needs to be archived. And then third is our ability to see how they're engaging with content. Really quickly run a report, say, hey, this content has not been utilized in the past 30 days, 60 days, which makes my life easier to say, this might need to be this content that needs to be either relooked at or just totally gotten rid of. One of the big things for me is being really explicit with our stakeholders as to where we're at and where we're going. So we had two phases. One, we're like, hey, let's just get the internal house in order, right? We wanted to create a single source of truth for our reps on our sales processes and our messaging. So that was number one. So with that, internal engagement was most important. So internal views, are they being exposed to the material? And then now we're heading into phase two, which is adoption as well as impact. So adoption meaning, are they actually utilizing the material? Are they pitching it? Are we sending it to customers? Our scorecards, not just around content, but like our call reviews. Are we hearing them speak in their messaging the way we want them to? Scorecards, we use Gong. And then impact, right? What's the change to our influenced revenue from the content that we send, as well as things like the change to our sales velocity? Are we rolling through things faster because we're sending the right content, which means our buyers are making decisions faster? So living in, loving the results that we got from exposure, right? This idea that they're engaging with our material, and now we're driving forward with that adoption and impact. For us, because we're launching so many different products into the market right now, command messaging is such a big deal for us. So being able to share with our stakeholders actually that, hey, they have been exposed to this content, they're utilizing it, and then ultimately tying that back to what's been impactful, right? So this person sent this content, this was a closed won opportunity, versus not sending content, ultimately this was closed loss. So just drawing some of those comparisons is really helpful. But more than that, I think just like there's divide often between sales and marketing, and being able to help sit in the middle of that with revenue enablement, saying like, hey, marketing, you are creating amazing collateral, right? You've worked so hard on this messaging. How do we get the team to adopt and drive that, right? And then sales, like, yeah, I don't understand what you're asking me to do. There's a lot of things on my plate. So like marrying that then with data, saying like, hey, we're able to present this content to you as a sales rep in a really relatable way, right? And then prove that you're actually, to my stakeholders, utilizing that content, and then showing marketing and sales that it's been successful if we utilize it. Roundabout way of saying that essentially our analytics is saying, hey, we doubled our year-over-year engagement with our internal views of our content, and as a result, we're seeing that impact in our sales wins. So tying that together is really powerful. When we first started with Highspot, we saw like really consistent low usage. It's actually fun to see the graph. It's one of my favorite things to show to stakeholders, right? We all love it, up and to the right. We can see that our like usage of internal content is really low, kind of hangs around here. And then we started to redo the content, relaunch, like, hey, this is actually relevant. This is new. This is the information that you need. Tie that into like, I know all these products are launching. Here's the information that you have. Like, we're here for you. This is what you need to say. This is what you need to be able to show. And then we can see like this immediate spike as we saw that increase that just kept going up and up and up. Like I said, I think we've seen an average increase in internal views year over year. It's been doubled, so doubled our internal views. But then at our launch in August, it actually spiked up to 300%, and we've been hanging around there for the last 3 months. So I think just like that really powerful story of like when we present the information to them in the right way, when they know what to be able to say, and see the impact then. We're looking for that as like, how is that affecting the sale? But more than that, just like the confidence that they're utilizing this tool was a really big deal for us since there was so much negative feedback. So now they're more open, my stakeholders, to say, hey, what else do you have for us, right? Like they're liking this, they're utilizing this, we're seeing the impact. Now let's take a look at things like pitching, right? So I can say, hey, this is the value of pitching. Now, like you've seen the analytics internally, let's bring that to our customers and see what our customers and our buyer engagement looks like. One of our biggest successes has been doubling our internal views year over year on average, up to the point of some months over 300% increase, which has been really powerful and helping us make sure that we have command of messaging on our teams because they're being exposed to the content that we're putting in front of them and engaging with it. For those of you that maybe just started out with Highspot or you're not convinced Highspot is for you and you're using it, I think the biggest thing is like just give it a chance and partner with your customer services team or your account executives, right? There's a ton that this platform can do that I just had no idea, right? So being able to just pick their brains and like partner with you for success, just like give it a chance, but meet with your team. It was really powerful. So if you're not yet convinced, but you're already using it, connect with your account executives to see what you can do. For anybody who is considering using Highspot, but you're like, I don't really know, I'm already using something else. I think just ask yourself, like, do you have the tools you need to be able to speak to the value that your team brings to the organization? Right now is a tough time, right? So can you say like, hey, this is the work that we're doing. Here's how it's setting our sales team up for success. And then drill that down into actually like, here's how the influenced revenue that we're providing. Here's how it's affecting our sales velocity. Here's the time that we put in. One of the things that's really cool for us is, you know, everything I do in Highspot's actually tracked. And so I actually get to track my time and say, hey, this is the time I've been spending in Highspot and here's the results of that.